Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Barrel Rollers podcast number 5. And welcome to 2021. First podcast of the year, and we're really delighted to have Nizcik on as his maiden appearance. The wonderful Nizcik. Hello, and rejoining is KasualKevTV. Yo, Kev.
Yo, everybody.
Yo,
What's
hey,
up?
yo. And,
Hey, yo.
of course, stalwart Wolve3591.
Hello, you dirty rottens. What's going on out there?
Right. So, today we have a bit of a special regarding YouTube. And in particular, what we're doing and what we plan to do. But before we do that, since Nizcik is here for the first time, we gotta find out about Nizcik. So Nizcik, first of all, the name Nizcik. Where does that come from? What's the deal with your gamer tag?
Yeah, so that came from my military times, actually.
Whoa.
But it doesn't have anything to do with military, actually. But I remember because it happened that time. So at the time I was looking Top Gear a lot. And there was this one episode showing off the Nissan GT-R. And I really loved it. And I really I was amazed how it could accelerate so fast and so much traction and all the Top Gear hype. So I was loving that car. And then in military, I was in special forces as a assistant mechanic. So there was this vehicle, battery-driven vehicle, which was made by Nissan. And then my friends knew about I liked the GTR, and it's called Nismo. So from there I kind of go, okay, Nismo is good name, I like that. And I used that one for a while. But then when I moved to Latvia, then my ex-wife then gave a small twist to it, so which was Nizcik, changing the end, and the chick is kind of cute, way of saying things. So that's how I came up with the name, and I'm sticking with it because it's available everywhere.
Yeah, man.
So
Nice. So
Yeah.
Fantastic.
there would be no offense if we just started calling you Niz Cute.
oh, that would be a new one. No one has said that yet, but I'm loving all the different variations that people
Okay.
come out with.
Damn, so
Everything starting with Niz is great.
you actually have an automotive-related gamer tag. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Actually, yeah.
I had one of my first gamer tags was really, well, it wasn't a gamer tag, it was a forum tag. It was really unoriginal, and it was just literally the model of a Skyline that I had, and that sort of stuck in that realm. Yeah, it's funny how these things can stick with us, but I like that you've got your own individual take on it. That it's helpful trying to secure that name everywhere you go, for sure. So tell us about Twitch as well. How did you start off in Twitch, and how tell us about your Twitch journey from start to where you are now.
So I think before I started streaming, I didn't know much about Twitch. I kind of knew that it was existing, but I didn't hang around much. So now before we started this, I looked some numbers, and I made an account in 2017 in October. But around that time I didn't do much. But then I think the first stream for me was in August 2018.
All right.
And yeah, I think I saw some streamer in Twitch, and then I got courage to type in, ask something. I think he was playing Dirt Rally at that time, and he's not a part of Barrel Rollers, just a random dude. And I was so amazed how I could just go in and chat with them, and they were so friendly.
yeah.
And in the chat, the people were saying hello and how are you doing. It was like amazing experience for me. And then from there on, it just started developing.
Cool, man.
And yeah, still here.
So I recall how I first encountered Nizcik on Twitch. I think I had been seeing the name Nizcik around maybe Nathaniel Tragic, now the World Rally family. I think I might have even seen you join a Sunday Rally Sunday. But I'd seen you on his Discord as well. And I was browsing the Dirt Rally 2 category one night, and boom, there's a familiar name, Nizcik. Oh, right, okay, let's go say hello to Nizcik, because this is a name I've seen around. And what, you were running Dirt Rally 2 clubs, and I said hello, and you were choosing the next club right at the time that I said hello. He just completed a club, he was choosing the next club, and then he's joined Twitch DR2, and he sees my name, and he's like, hang on, this is you? This is your club? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's me, man. It's like, all right, well, you're here, I better run your club. And what an experience that was, Niz. Back then, back then we had less clubs. We didn't have the volume of clubs we have now. So Dirt Rally 2 was like, Twitch DR2 was like 10, 12 stages. It was big, right? And it had the...
I'm sure it was probably 12.
Yeah, it could have been 12. It could have been when it was a 12-stage club, and Niz goes and runs it. And so imagine Casualty Club, the endurance phase of Casualty Club, as just being 4 stages in a 12-stage club, and Niz goes and runs it.
Yeah, and that was the time when I was still kind of getting used to like saying hello to everybody and reacting to all the new follows and all that, which is that time was very, very distracting.
So yeah, as a matter of course, and because of how tough that sort of setup of a Dirt Rally 2 club is, I remember Niz really early on, during the endurance phase, his radiator was gone. He started getting punctures, and Niz refused to give up. I think
of the struggle run.
Yeah, I think some of those 8-sector stages took like 17, 18 minutes to complete.
Yeah, I think the whole event took like 2.5 hours at least. I was like, for me it was such a funny experience that like Rain came and chatted the whole time with me, and like we were making jokes and laughing the whole way.
It was hilarious.
It was so fun for me. I ended up making a YouTube video about it, which was 50 minutes long. A 50 minutes long YouTube video just from that one club. It's still on my YouTube channel. Like, not that many people have seen it.
We'll put the link in the description, because that was epic. That was epic, and this is the legendary time when Niz was trying to get up a hill. It was at Australia, if I recall correctly, and Niz was trying to go uphill. Yeah. And we were thinking about it, and we came up with we had the realization that reverse gear was lower geared than first gear. So Niz in neutral rolled back downhill, did a 3-point, well, it was probably like a 12-point turn, so that the rear of the car was facing up the hill, and he had to get a run up as well. So it took several attempts to go up, but he got up the hill in reverse, then did a multiple point turn and sallied on. And he gets to the... No spoilers. Gotta watch the video. Go watch that video, because the ending of that was... that was hilarious. But go watch a video. The link will be in the description. Even though it's 50 minutes, it's hilarious, as Niz was saying.
Niz, your courage and bravery in doing Twitch sings while driving a rig in Euro Truck Simulator, that blows
Yeah.
my mind. It just blows my mind. I love that creativeness, and it's a whole nother level of streaming.
Yes, indeed.
What made you decide to try Twitch sings? You're just expanding, doing something
No, it's-
fun?
for longest time I had like plan, because I have been spending a lot of time just at home. So for longest time I had the plan that I need to go on Fridays or some day to like one bar here in Riga and go sing karaoke, because like I have been playing guitar and singing a bit, like dabbling around. So I thought like I should go there and I should just sing karaoke, and maybe I will meet some people up during that. It could be fun and have some beers, but I never got to do it. And then I got streaming more and more. And then I found Twitch Sings, and I thought, okay, well, I'll sing karaoke here. And then it just evolved from that, okay, how could I combine these two? Like, people drive and people sing while driving, so hey, I want to sing karaoke, I want to drive, so I'm going to combine these things.
You know,
Brilliant,
and,
Niz,
yeah.
brilliant content.
it makes sense. Like for me, there are two places that I will sing, and when I say sing, I mean properly, like boisterously. You know, like the full capacity of my lungs.
Diaphragm.
Yeah, use a diaphragm, because other times, you know, I'm a bit more muted. I don't want the neighbors to hear me singing, you know, that sort of thing. But one of them is in the car. You know, in the car, I'm like, you know, I don't know anyone around me. I don't care. I'm just gonna belt it out.
I try to sing in my car, but the subwoofer kind of drowns me out.
That's fine. That's fine. It doesn't matter as long as you can feel, you know, you're expelling all of that volume of air out. You know, it is a satisfying feeling. So I love how Niz has taken it into the virtual world. It is awesome.
Fantastic.
And the same sort of boisterousness, you know, like when you're by yourself, just out it comes. It is a good feeling, I think. But speaking of which,
It's
go,
it's
Niz.
just too bad that now in January they ended Twitch Sings, so
Yes.
I cannot do Twitch Sings anymore. But I'm gonna try to find something to replace it with. If not, then not. But
I love when you just break out your guitar, when you just randomly you just jump out with your guitar on occasion. I love it, and you've got a great voice, and I think you sing well. So keep it up. It's an amazing thing.
thank you.
Now, in terms of driving, so you were into, you know, you told us about your you were into Nissan and Nismo back in your younger years, but what's your background in sim driving, sim racing, and real world sort of stuff? I mean, you're a native of Finland, and so there's a reputation of a flying Finns. So what's your background with driving? Give us a little bit of info into that.
Yeah, so I have no like track experience
Right.
or like really rallying experience in real life, but I got my driver's license when I was 18, like when it was possible. Then I started to learn, and I have been driving since, like just going to store and going to places, going to grandma's, and well, that's a long way to drive for me, like some 500 kilometers or more.
Wow.
So, but yeah, so I have like I have experience with the cars, like just driving on the roads, but actual rallying and that not so much. But I always loved to play all the games, and I think the first I'm interested to know if any one of you knows this game. But I think the first like kind of racing games I remember on computer, it was called Stunts.
Blank for me.
No one
not
remembers
familiar.
that.
No?
It was so old game. I don't know. Somebody in the YouTube comments can type in if they know this game, because it was amazing.
Stunts with a Z at the end.
No, just like
Just
stunt word.
Oh, stunts.
Stunts.
Wow.
Yeah,
PC game.
it's Yeah, very
okay.
very old. Like it's kind of 8-bit graphics and
Cool.
all that. But it was amazing. My first experience on driving games.
Cool. Well, what led you to? I think at the moment your Logitech is out of commission, but what led you to the path of buying a force feedback wheel in the first place?
Yeah, so I guess I was always drawn into these driving games.
Uh-huh.
They were always very exciting. I remember playing Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2
Right.
a lot, and many different kind of driving games. And then when I was in Latvia, and when I divorced, I got like old wheel. Let's see, did I note it up? It was some Ferrari 2-in-1, some GT wheel.
It's a
It was
Thrustmaster?
very, yeah, Trustmaster. Yes.
Yeah.
It was very bad. It was rattling all around. It was making horrible noises, and I don't think the force feedback was that good, but it was still fun. So I think I started playing Dirt Rally with that
Wow. Okay.
when I had like a lot of time on my hands suddenly, and I mean I just loved doing that, and as I just kept playing and playing and playing. I thought like,
Gotcha.
okay, I think if I'm going to do this, it's worth for me to like upgrade to something. And then I looked at the options, and the Logitech was the one that I could afford.
Nice.
And yeah, that's how I got
So
into.
so when did you get the Logitech?
I think 2018
2018.
somewhere.
Okay.
It was bit before, I think, that the Dirt Rally 2 came out.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dirt Rally 2 was like the wasn't like
Spring
March
of 19.
March 19,
spring of 19.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Nice, man. Nice.
And now you've wore out your wheel, Biz.
because of all the
I think
hours.
I'm confident. It's just one wire which is broken, so when I fix that wire, it's gonna be fine.
Awesome.
Welcome to the racing peripheral deal that we have to deal with.
Yeah. It's
Awesome.
part of the process.
Part of the game. Yep.
Awesome. And I think I got some of the order of our interrogation a little bit mixed, but you gave us a little bit about your sort of professional background. You know, we've heard that you I guess maybe was it Finnish mandatory military service? Is that what you were doing before? And in that you did some mechanic work, but professionally, what's your background there?
Yeah. So after the military, then I applied to be a Bachelor of Production and Mechanical Engineering,
Oh, cool.
and specialization was to aircraft engineering there. Yeah.
Wow, man.
And yeah, that's my education. But when during the studies, I went to Erasmus, and then I met a Latvian woman there, and when then I went back to Finland. I finished my studies, and then it happened that I kept seeing this Latvian woman, and then we searched for jobs from Finland and from Latvia,
Mhm.
and both of us found a job from Latvia. So then we decided, okay, I'm gonna come to Latvia,
Right.
and I was having hope that eventually I would switch to some like more engineering job. I got a customer service
Uh-huh.
job at the time, and yeah, I had the hope to switch to engineering, but that has never happened.
I see.
So yeah, I did that job sometime, some few years, and now I'm kind of like system specialist. So I'm working with the computer with a lot of data, and
Right.
like managing the whole system, understanding how it works, and figuring out issues, troubleshooting.
That
So- It's nothing to do with my education,
Mhm.
but I mean, I'm just using all the knowledge I have gathered
Sure, man.
around the years. Just do what I can, and that applies also for streams. I'm combining everything I know and figuring out things what I can do on stream.
Way
Absolutely.
to leverage your education. Absolute way to do it. Fantastic.
Absolutely, and I think all four of us do lean on our backgrounds and things we've done in our past, and see what we can apply to the content that we're creating. And Niz, I definitely see it. You know, when we talk about you know, how we're moving the barrel rollers forward and how we make decisions, I can see your data background shining very clearly through there, because Niz is normally the first of us to go, hey, we've got some, we can pull up some numbers about that to help us see what's going on, and boom, Niz will dump the numbers on us. So
Our
yeah,
resident data analyst. Right?
Indeed.
There he is.
indeed. Cool.
Can I ask you a real quick question about your military background? Did you get to drive any cool military vehicles in Finland? Just, you know, we gotta know.
Well, yeah. So, okay, maybe the coolest things I got to do there is, well, I got to learn how to start a F-18, this jet.
Very cool.
I don't remember anymore how to do it, but
Sure.
I mean, I think you can Google it and how to do it. It's not that
Probably even watch it on
Devastating,
YouTube.
but
Somebody
Yeah,
in a flight simulator in VR, like flicking all the switches now.
I've always
Yeah.
wanted to ask that question of one who served in the military. So there it is. It's been asked. Fantastic.
That's
but
awesome.
Then there's like a couple of cool things. So there is like half a year of studying. That was the this Hornet fighter time, and then half a year, I went to like this practical part where I was dealing with like these transport aircrafts, and there I got to be like when they were moving these bigger like cargo aircrafts. I was sitting on the cockpit and I was
Wow.
like making sure if something happens, I will break down the aircraft. Then the most special thing was that there was these like small 2-person aircrafts that the to-be Finnish Air Force pilots start training with. So some of those pilots take like these. They go and fly around for a couple of hours to keep their license valid. So I got to jump in one of those flights when I didn't have anything to do. And that pilot, like when we took off, he just said to me like, "Okay, your hometown is that direction. Just grab the like stick and fly us there."
Nice.
And I got to fly like 15 minutes on top of my like hometown, that like training
Sweet.
aircraft. That was like priceless
Sweet.
experience.
Indeed. See,
Oh,
this is what I
man.
wanted to hear. Fantastic, Diz. And thank you for your service, as always.
Yeah. There was other some cool things, but I think that will gonna take too long time to explain.
I think
Thank you.
Niz, you can save that for content sometime, I reckon.
Exactly.
You know,
That'd be a great story.
I reckon that'll be great content for sure. Nizcik, I think one of the huge contributions you make to the barrel rollers and to the Twitch Dirt Rally 2 community in general is you gather up clips of these amazing, intense, funny moments from the various Dirt Rally 2 streamers and cut them up, compile them, and put them together on YouTube. You've been doing this for some time now.
Yeah, I think I have been doing bit over 1 year now.
What episode are
Actually,
you up to?
I pulled out like data from the last year. I calculate I have done like in total there's 2 hours and 38 minutes of these highlights.
Jeez.
So if you watch the whole playlist, it's gonna take that time.
Wow. Because, I mean, some of these clips only go for a couple of seconds.
Yeah, there is a lot. I think there is in average there is some 30 to 40 clips in one video, I think.
Damn. And not only that, you add more editing to the clip. You don't just like have clip after clip after clip. You know, you'll add sound effects. You'll zoom in on bits to highlight exactly what's going on. You know, so that in that, you know, it could be 7 seconds that we're watching something happen, so that we don't miss exactly, you know, what has happened in that time.
Exactly.
Wow. I mean, where did you pick up these skills to do all of this editing? You just taught yourself? Is that how it worked?
Yeah. So that's like have been one of my hobbies, kind of. Like I have been making home videos of trips I have done. Like,
Right.
I think it started with photographs. I just put it together, photographs with music, and that developed into adding just video. When I got some video camera, I went snowboarding or some other trips and
Nice.
filmed something. Then I made a video of that trip. And I always like that. Like it always takes a lot of time, but when I got the like final clip done, that will be there forever, and that was like priceless for me. That it's
Yeah.
done. So that has been like developing all the time.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I must confess, I think I first started uploading videos to YouTube about 8-9 years ago, something like that. But the most I would ever do was trim a bit off the start and trim a bit off the end, so that I had the whatever I wanted in the middle, and that was it. Upload. Nothing else. Absolutely nothing else. Because I would fire up my video, I'd look at it in this video editor, and my eyes would just do this. You know, I don't know what the hell to do. It is intimidating, and I know the others here, Kev and Wolvie. How have you been,
my.
guys, with editing videos? What's your experience been like?
YouTube for me has been very intimidating.
Yeah.
It's not Twitch. Don't get me wrong. Twitch was intimidating when I first got into it, but Twitch you find a groove, and you can make things work. You get into a rhythm, and it functions. But trying to go to YouTube for me and streaming like you do on Twitch, it doesn't work.
YouTube streaming is different as well.
It's a different process. So yeah, I'm watching a lot of YouTube videos on how to edit in YouTube, and so the struggle's real. I've been on YouTube now for probably about the same amount of time as Niz. Uploaded a couple of IRL videos, and they're still down there on the very bottom of my page, and they get a few views here and there. So nothing real serious until we began to develop the barrel rollers and really started to discuss how expanding into YouTube is a very useful thing to provide visibility to what you're doing on the platforms. So for me, it's still a struggle, and I'm still kind of mucking along. I'm not super creative that way. I am indeed developing a professional relationship with a professional editor at this point in time.
Nice.
And so I do have some plans to try to expand on the YouTube platform with a little more professional, like more than what I can bring to the table at least. And so yeah, it's certainly uppermost in my mind in terms of the entire ball of wax that we're doing with our social media here. So it's a struggle, guys. For me, it is, and I see that we're all dealing with the same sort of scenario in trying to figure out how to produce content on YouTube that makes sense and goes along with what we're doing on Twitch as well. So it's a challenge, and I like it.
It definitely is. And you guys know my history with it.
Kev.
I mean, and Rain, you mentioned that you uploaded your first video 9-10 years ago.
Yeah.
It made me think, and it's not on my current channel, it's on my private channel, different channel, but my first video was when my son was a baby, which he's 14 and a half now. He was sitting with my friend's baby. They were both about 6 months old, and they're both sitting there in their diapers. Their diapers only, and his daughter reached over and did this like karate scream and grabbed my son by the nipple and twisted it.
Nipple cripple.
Yeah, I had to I put that on YouTube so that I could share it with my other friends and family. At that time, there was no way to share shit like that,
Yeah.
So I'm like, I put it on there so that I could share it with the people that would want to see it. So it's still out there, but it's just a random thing that nobody watches. But yeah, so beyond that, you guys know my story with you know, my YouTube channel. You know, my kids and I would game and do different things, but not just video games. We would do board games and just talk and play stupid stuff, you know, especially with my daughter. And we never really got much traction with much. And then you know, eventually I discovered Twitch, and I'm like, oh, this is cool, and this seems stressful. You're on there live, and now I'm like, fuck it, I'm doing it live. Damn it, that's all I can do, you know. So it's totally different, and it can be scary, especially if you're just sitting there by yourself and you're like, okay, I need to record something, and it needs to be professional. It's different. I mean, different. Twitch is easy for me now. Yeah. And to be sitting there alone and try to put something together and not screw it up and all this stuff, it's a totally different monster.
It's a struggle. It really is. Like you said, Twitch has become second nature for us, I think, at this point. YouTube, not so much.
I sort of feel that for us, I know the experience might be different for other people, but for us, we go live on Twitch and we sort of know that our friends are going to be there. You know, and we can lean on our friends a bit to help us get through. Like I think my last stream, actually a few of my recent streams I've had all sorts of rough spots, internet dropping, audio issues, and you know, you can't help but have a bit of a mild panic while things are all falling apart. But the whole time, you know, I look on Twitch chat while I'm rebooting routers, while I'm, you know, testing to see if I've got internet, and I'm monitoring Twitch chat on my phone, and everyone's, you know, being really supportive and great. So I think that sort of thing really helps with Twitch. Whereas
I feel that's part of we know as the inner circle that Rain is going to get it fixed. He's going to be back. So part of my deal with that is like, okay, I'm going to say stupid shit. I'm going to make sure people don't leave. He's going to be back. You know what I mean? You just got to, it's part of the, I don't know.
Yeah.
And most of the people aren't going anywhere anyway. It's just, you know, you make it fun while you're gone. And he's out there fixing the shit. He's jacking around.
I think that's the thing for for me also, like putting on the stream. It's the most comfortable place I can be at. Yeah. It's just having fun, enjoying your time. But like now, when I'm trying to do these YouTube videos, trying to like explain something, and if I write the script for myself, I put on the camera, and there is no one else, just me and the camera. It feels so awkward. And I need to say like one sentence. I need to try to say it somehow excitingly, or like it just feels so wrong to do that.
And you listen
when
to
the
it
stream
back,
is not on.
Right? You listen to it back, right? You said every single word that you were supposed to say. You didn't stutter. You pronounced everything correctly, but you listen to it back, and you think you hear yourself. You think, oh, I sound awful.
Yeah,
it's not natural. Why did I say it like that? My tone was off, and all of these sorts of things. You know, it's not the same. I think when you're Twitch streaming, it's like what we're doing now. We're having a conversation, even if it's just text coming back to us. It's like we're having a conversation. You can hear the tone in how people write and throw up all the emotes and stuff, but when you're sitting there and you're staring at a camera and you're not getting that real-time feedback.
And my first thought with YouTube was that I could just jump in and do a live stream like I do on Twitch, and it doesn't lend itself to live streaming like Twitch does. And if you approach it from a Twitch perspective on YouTube, you're going to run into all kinds of trouble because you're trying to replicate what you do on Twitch with YouTube, and it's not there. The bits and pieces are not there, so you really have to modify your style. You need to sort of modify your content, right? I mean,
that's pretty much what I try to do with the little bit that I've done on Twitch or YouTube streaming, and I haven't had a problem yet. You know, I mean, I don't feel completely out of place because it's not recording. I'm still streaming. There's less people, but I look at it as, okay, this is my focus mode.
Yeah.
This is me still being live, but it's not insane.
Right.
And I can focus just a little bit and maybe do something good on stream rather than a shit show.
Well, it's almost a bit of a relief, right? On Twitch, you're concerned about making sure your alerts are active and working properly, so that you're able to acknowledge the folks that are supporting you. On YouTube, there's only 1 or 2 alerts you really need to focus on. There's no rating, there's no hosting, so really, as Kev just mentioned, you can just sort of slip into a comfortable spot and chill and do what you want in terms of a live stream on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube live streaming, I think it definitely has a place. I think the content is going to be different. It's going to be used differently. But I think it is a good thing to have. So it'll be fun for us to continue to see what's more appropriate for Twitch, what's more appropriate for YouTube. Is it a video? Is it a live stream? That's going to be.
We get to learn more stuff. I love it. Learning video editing has been one of my sort of bucket list items, and well, guess what? I'm in the middle of it.
Yep. And all of this, like, I think one of the big issues, and you might have touched on it a bit, Wolvie, as well, and Niz, you can probably relate to this, is when you're looking back at your own work, you can be your own worst critic of your own work. You can spot imperfections everywhere, and if you're trying to be that perfectionist, you'll just never produce anything. There's got to be a point. You got to draw a line in the sand and say that's good enough.
Best to accept your flaws has character building moments and move on.
and you're putting something out there that can be better, but you'll make it better next time. It's like I need to get it out there. I know I can feel already some comments, some feedback that's going to come back, and it's actually good to get the validation that yes, what I'm thinking I should spend time on is what other people can see as well. Because there might even be stuff that you think that was horrible. Why did I do it like that? Why did I produce it like that? And you get it out there and nobody says anything and nobody comments and nobody finds it an issue. And then okay, maybe that's something I don't need to spend time on. So
yeah, that's perfect mindset for making YouTube videos. Like release it when it's good enough. You know what was wrong in there, and you're gonna figure it out for the next one. Just do like tiny updates for each video you upload, and you will learn in the process, and every single video is going to be better.
Yep, for sure.
And I would say that our community has benefited from Niz's work as well as you guys on YouTube. I mean, there's definitely lots of information, how-tos within our community on YouTube editing at this point. The tools that are available out there. It's a wonderful thing to embrace and learn.
Yep, and on our Discord, of course, we've got a section that's evolved. It used to be like the streamers section, but as we're going into YouTube, it's now called Twitchers and YouTubers. And it literally is there so we can talk about content creation. I mean, maybe it needs to change into content creation, but it's literally is there for content creation, to get help with content creation. Niz has provided a lot of help, and Niz has even shared a lot of his struggles with us. And just by paying attention to these kind of things, I've definitely learned a fair bit, and I've picked up a few things that have helped me to go forward. So
I have learned I need to step up my game to compete with Niz. That's just all there is to it.
I don't ever think I'll be competing with Niz. I think YouTube is a spot where you're not really competing, because especially with the videos, it's like, even if there's like 12 videos on a subject, you might end up watching all 12 to try to get the information you need. I'm certainly the sort of person that when I'm researching a subject, I don't look at just one sort of review, one sort of source of information. I'll seek validation from multiple points. So I think
that's what I do. Whenever, like, whatever I'm learning, like this video editing or like photo editing, watch bunch of tutorials, a lot of them, hours of them,
Yeah.
and then I try to learn from those. It takes a lot of time.
It's almost
Also, I think-
ironic. We've got YouTube has the platform that teaches us how to use YouTube.
It's
I think this could be.
goodness.
I think this could be like good place. I would show kind of main points which I learned with my YouTube
Sure.
like career, like a couple of examples from my like YouTube analytics page.
Sure.
I'm gonna
So
pop it
we're
up.
we're gonna get some Nizcik data here. Hang on. I think I can make you full screen, Niz. Let me see if I can figure this out.
Analysis.
Yeah, let me know when
Faster.
you're ready.
There you are, Niz.
Yeah, so like I've been putting up the videos. So and now I'm showing you guys like the stats from the last 28 days, which are the most my top videos in this period. So like I have a couple of examples, like the compilations I have done. I have few of them here at bottom. I think the 22nd episode is the newest compilation during last month. It has been watched like 107 times. But let's see, there is like 20th episode which has been watched only 17 times. So like on grand scale, these compilations, they don't attract a lot of viewers. I make them for the community mostly, just
Yeah.
to like have a good time and have memories. And I think it's also good because a lot of people deleted a lot of clips
Yes.
which only exist now in these compilations.
Correct.
Actually too. But yeah, like these compilations and the gameplays, the story here is that those compilations, they don't do that well in YouTube regarding the views. But then like I have 3 videos which do well, and like they have different stories. Like the best one, I knew this video will be good video before I made it, because I came up with this idea because when I got Dirt Rally, I wondered if there is a split screen, if I can play with friends on split screen. So I was searching myself that info. Then I looked at Google Trends, and when I typed in like Dirt Rally there, it will show like similar things that people are searching. And one thing that popped up was like, is Dirt Rally 2 multiplayer? So I knew that people already searched this, like this term, and people are like interested if that can be done. So then I made a video about it, and it's straight away like continuously. It's just like gathering views all the time. It's my best video so far by the views.
That's very cool, man.
It's short and specific and to the point. And that blows me away that videos like that, these tutorial videos, informational videos, gain more traction than somebody doing gameplay, it seems.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like main thing here, like main lesson for me here was just the keywords, like what people search. It's only about the title, mostly. Like people search this Dirt Rally 2 multiplayer split screen. That is the key parts I wanted to include there, because that was what people search.
I think one of the things that we can see here is that and thank you, Niz, is that you know, that knowledge that YouTube is the second most used search engine aside from Google. I mean, there are times that I'll do a search on Google, and one of the first things I get recommended is actually a YouTube video. so either people are going straight into YouTube searching for things, or people are going to Google and searching for things and getting recommended YouTube anyway. So if you're answering a question that people have, and that a lot of people have, I think that's a really good thing. So I feel like we're going to be doing a lot more of this kind of thing with YouTube in the future. One of the things that's always been a struggle with our Discord, for instance, is answering questions and answering frequently asked questions. We can point people in the direction of certain channels to get answers, but wading through walls of text, it's not fun for anyone. But if we could present things in video form, I think I think that might help people to be able to easily find things. So I'm definitely planning to do that kind of thing. I mean, currently what we're doing, of course, this podcast. We're doing the commentary stream of our Assetto Corsa Competizione leagues. These are, I think, are the main things that we're doing, and it's about serving the community mainly, and I think there will be a fair bit of that coming forward. But otherwise, I think we can expect that from all of us, more YouTube content will be in the near future.
I would certainly love to see some collaboration between us in creating some of these informational videos, having more than one of us on a YouTube video and discussing, much like we are here, a specific subject that our community can find useful. That could be an interesting content as well.
I could certainly see us attempting things in multiplayer games in the future as well. I've got a couple of ideas that might be fun.
Streaming,
yeah. Kev, what's happened to your pupils? What have you done there?
I don't know. I'm just reacting without saying anything because you told us not to do that.
So for those of you that are listening right now, Kev's eyes got about as big around as a silver dollar.
Wow. That was intense. It's still intense, actually. Holy. All right. So, as we're about to wrap up, we're starting the new year of 2021. And the barrel rollers, of course, we've got plans for this year. We've got ambition, things that we want to get done. Niz, anything in particular you're looking forward to this year?
So my plan is to develop my YouTube channel more. I want to produce more like informative content.
Nice.
I'm working on tutorial how to make screenshots in Dirt Rally 2 because there is not really a photo mode.
Yeah.
But like there is tools to make it, so I'm making video about that. So I want to continue doing that, figure out things that I can teach, not maybe from Dirt Rally, but something useful content for YouTube. And also I'm gonna do my streams like regular basis.
Very cool.
Racing related, but I want to really like concentrate on YouTube. That's like my main goal.
Excellent, Niz. Excellent. Kev, plans?
Sure.
And what you're looking forward to this year?
Well, I think Twitch is just going to keep rolling.
Yeah,
Twitch will keep rolling. I do want to expand upon what I do and what I play.
Mm-hmm.
I know, we're in the roller train 3 days a week, and that's probably mostly going to be dirt. Maybe we'll have some plans for Fridays at some point to mix it up. But I think I'm with the Twitch channel. I think I'm always going to focus on something with driving. Whether it's trucking or snow runner, anything that I can drive, and it's not always super competitive. You guys know I haven't jumped in any of your tarmac leagues and all that stuff yet, but something where I can chill and drive. That's the kind of thing that I think I'm going to keep doing on the Twitch.
Great, Kev.
YouTube wise, I have quite a few ideas about things that maybe I figured out how to do either on my own or I had to dig and find it in that snippet of someone else's video. You watch a 30-minute video to find out what you want.
Yes.
I'm going to put up some short, easy tutorials on how to do something with your stream.
Brilliant.
So you don't have to dig for it. Wolve knows I helped him with something recently that
Yep.
it's not hard, but if you don't know how to do it,
Mm-hmm.
you could pound your head against the wall for a long time.
Yep.
So that's the kind of thing that I would love to do with my YouTube. And, I'm still going to put out some driving content and maybe some
Awesome.
other stuff too. But that's where I'm at right now.
Awesome, Kev.
Fantastic, Kev. Fantastic. For me personally, I will continue with Twitch. Obviously, I still have goals of becoming a Twitch partner at some point before I die. We'll see how that goes.
We'll get it there,
And
Wolvie.
as you guys all know, that it is a continuous battle to meet those numbers and make it happen. And part of that process will be to continue to refine my Twitch channel and learn. As a boomer, guys, from the perspective of a boomer, it's been a climb for me. Although I worked at IBM for many years. And did automated testing and engineering. This is a different game. You've got to sort of blend creativity and your personality, your character, what skills you have in gameplay, and try to make that all work and make it something that people want to watch. So I will continue to develop and learn as a boomer in Twitch. YouTube specifically, I think, I don't know that I have much to offer in terms of tutorials, but I certainly believe I have a lot to offer from perspective.
Oh, yes.
Just from my age and what it means to sort of step out of your shell, as in having all these cameras up and putting yourself out there with missing teeth, etc. All the things that go wrong with streaming and putting yourself out there, I think help build character. And so for YouTube, I think I'd like to develop a series on a boomer's perspective on streaming.
Wolvie, that
And
sounds
not necessarily
awesome.
not even a tutorial, just a perspective and encouragement to get out there and do it, and especially for others. I mean, I know that I'm not alone in the world of boomers. The pandemic has caused a lot of folks to go to ground and deal with that via socializing on the internet, and so streaming is almost a natural.
Wolvie, I think that is inspired, and I think there is awesome potential there. I mean, just recently we had Brian Murley release a series of videos on YouTube about maybe a more philosophical look
Yep.
at Dirt Rally 2 and how and things you gain from Dirt Rally 2 outside of the just me driving a simulated car. It's what of a bigger picture things in terms of your life, and that has really resonated so well with so many people. So
I think
Wolvie,
it's important.
you're on
I mean,
something there.
There's a ton of tutorials on how to do it, but there's not a whole bunch out there on why to do it.
Why?
As a
Yeah.
boomer, and what are you facing at a high
Yeah.
level when you try to step into this? So that's something I like to do, obviously, and continue to learn YouTube, continue to learn video editing, and eventually I'd like to get some IRL videos out there and come up with
I
the
love it,
knowledge to
Wolvie.
edit and do some recording and put something together. So yep, that's where I'm headed. I'm looking forward to 2021 most certainly.
Very cool.
Yep, I think that kind of kind of emotional content is like it's much more valuable than what, for example, my best video of is there split screen in Dirt Rally 2. It's like it's a silly video, but it works for YouTube. It doesn't
Right.
really have any meaningful
Well,
content
it
in-
has
within it.
meaning for a lot of people. It answers a question that people are asking.
Yeah,
Li-
but
like-
like this, what Wolve is planning, I feel like that is much more valuable in general for the like whole community and for world.
I will tell you, I wrote a script, I recorded it, and I immediately trashed the recording. I'm just like, oh my God. As we were talking earlier, you're very careful, you don't make any mistakes, and when you get to the final, you're done and you watch it
Wolvie,
back, you're like, no,
share drafts
no.
with us, buddy. Share drafts with us, and let us judge you.
Yeah,
I'll go buy a gavel on eBay or something.
Put a stamp
So I
on
can-
it, I love it.
I want to be a judge.
There you go.
I want to judge all of you, not just Wolvie.
I'm fine with that.
No, but for myself, definitely, I've been stepping into YouTube gradually. This podcast has helped me to learn a lot of editing skills, and you know I've relied on a lot of you guys for help. Like Kev does the masking and other image related work. I've asked Niz for help as well on certain things here. But yeah, you know, the tutorial stuff, also perspectives, and Wolvie, I'm with you as well. There's a lot of why that I think doesn't get addressed. Why are you doing this? Why would you run your car like that? Why would you set your sim rig like that? Why would you even want to drive like that? All of these sort of things, I think we see these questions come up in our Twitch channels very often. If we have a video out there helping people answer that question, you know, that's sort of what I want to do with the barrel rollers and with my Twitch channel. Of course, the roller train is the stalwart, but I've really been digging the events where we, you know, have an event, we get the community together, and we do something different. We put everyone in a slightly different environment, and we see how things go. You know, like we get brothers Chris on a circuit, and we get people to
on a circuit.
Yep, we get people going, hey, I'm actually faster than Chris for a change. You know, and just these social things.
Yeah, these events with a whole bunch of people doing stuff together like that, I think that's the best thing that we can do in barrel rollers. That's why the whole Discord is such a wonderful place for me.
Yeah, it's as Kev said it on a recent stream of his. You know, it's I think the whole reason we started in the first place was because of the friendships that were growing, and so I think that's a guiding thing for us as we move into the future, as things get bigger. I think always remember, this is about friendship. This is about hanging out with your friends and having a good time.
Precisely.
So bring on 2021. Really excited for it. Thank you to everybody who listened or who watched. As we've come out of a holiday period, we are aiming to have regular podcasts out there. It's probably going to be every fortnight, every 2 weeks at this stage. That's our current pacing. We've now introduced all of the admins who you know, stream, who get their faces out there, who get their voices out there. So the plan from this point on is to have more guests outside of the admin team, and we've got some amazing people in the community who I am really excited to get on to the podcast, provided, you know, they're okay with us interrogating them. You know, fair warning, if we're bringing you onto this podcast, you're likely going to get the grilling, just like every single one of us has had the grilling so far. But we love it. We love to know more and more about our friends. And yeah, even today, you know, hearing all this stuff from Niz, that was so much new stuff for me. That's just, yeah, you know, it's
idea. It had no idea.
Really deepens the bonds and what you know about your friends, so it's great. But for now, thank you. We're signing out, and we'll be back soon. So bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
See you guys.
Thank you.